What's going on, everybody? This is Joe, and I am back for another The Lost Caverns of Ixalan pre-release kit opening. For those of you who are unaware, I have opened more pre-release kits than anybody else here on YouTube, and I do not plan on stopping anytime soon. Apparently, we've only searched the Sioux. The answer is the surface? Is that correct? Come on. There we go. Or scratched. I said searched. I was so focused on the fact that surface wasn't visible. Anyway, for those of you that missed the video where I opened 4 of these in one video, you can check up in the top corner there and go watch that video for yourself. I highly encourage it. We opened some really cool stuff. This video and all the subsequent videos, we're going to only be opening one at a time. We got the red D20 right here. Leave that off on the side. On the inside, we'll get this garbage out of the way. On the inside, we have the packs themselves. This, I believe, if I remember correctly, is the last pre-release kit that we will ever open that has draft boosters in it. Because apparently, with the Murders at Karlov Manor next year, we will be having the new play boosters. So that will be interesting. For folks who are unaware, inside of the pre-release kits, you get a Building a Pre-Release Deck insert. The thing I always say to folks who have never gone to a pre-release before is, talk to the people at the store as well, whether it be players, employees, what have you. People are always, at least at the places that I go, I mean, maybe you go to not going to the right store, and that's a different story, but people are always willing to help. I mean, it mentions like how many creatures, how many spells, and then typically how many lands, and people will talk to you about that. Maybe people are, if they have extra time, will actually look at your deck itself and give you advice, but yeah, like I said, I highly encourage you to ask the folks at that store, because I think pre-release is a really good event for new players or newer players. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I would love to know folks' thoughts about basically anything that I say today or open today in the comments down below. That's what it's for. This insert looks really cool. Very realistic looking dinosaurs and, you know, sea creatures and things like that. So that's what that insert looks like. There's also the divider that they provide with the aesthetic of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, which looks really cool. And then, after all that, we have our promo, which is in this pack, but also a code for MTG Arena. Now, notably as a reminder, if you have already gotten a code from a Lost Caverns of Ixalan pre-release kit, this code will not work for you. It is 1 code per account. That's not our rule, that's Wizards' rule, and or Arena's rule, whatever you want to call it. But we will be giving that code away at some random point in the video. So I highly encourage you to come back and check that out, or stay tuned, I guess, for that. There is also in here the punch-out token, or punch-out counters, I guess, for finality, stun, +1/+1, and then on the opposite side, they're different, right? Because we saw finality, stun, and +1/+1, so they're different on either side of these particular punch-outs, but still. And then, as I mentioned, wow, this is very curled. Wow. I don't know how well you can tell that, but that is a very curled card. Oh my god. Anyway, our promo foil rare is gorgeous, actually. The Echoing Deeps. Look at that. I should probably get my hand out of the way so you can actually see the reflection of for the foiling pattern. That looks really cool. Like I said, very prinkled, very foldy, but cool looking nonetheless. Obviously, I mean, it's a cave, but still not a card that is pulling me in a particular direction. If we're in a deck that cares about caves, great. If we're not, I mean, it enters tapped as a copy of any land in any graveyard. In this set, obviously, you can sack caves to get different effects. So it can basically be a second copy of a cave that you've already sacrificed or gotten rid of. See if I can do this and kind of move my light here so that, yeah, that's probably better. Look at that. Who's a professional? This guy. Anyway, we start with a Nurturing Bristleback. An Acolyte of Aclazotz. Say that 10 times fast. A Song of Stupefaction. A Thousand Moons Infantry. A Rumbling Rockslide. This is a good one. A Fanatical Offering. Buried Treasure. You know what? I've liked this card pretty okay. A Sage of Days. Clay-Fired Bricks is our flip card, which flips into a Cosmium Kiln. Not bad. Very cool if you can get it going. On the other side, or not on the other side, behind it is our first uncommon in Sinuous Benthasar. So again, we saw some of the underwater creatures in that insert image, but now we have one in card form as well. This does care about the number of caves. So that's something. We have a Diamond Pickaxe and a Malicious Eclipse. Interesting. Okay, I mean, this is a, like, you know, global -2/-2. Very interesting. So then our next rare or mythic is a Tishana's Tidebinder. Okay, a 3/2 with flash for 3, Merfolk Wizard. It counters an activated or triggered ability, and then that permanent loses all abilities for as long as it's on the battlefield. Very interesting. I mean, you could definitely find ways to, like, get your opponent with this, and, like, craft with artifact. If I remember correctly, and people can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, if you countered craft with artifact with this, they would still have exiled the artifact that they tried to use, so they would have to get another one if they eventually got rid of Tishana's Tidebinder. I feel like that would put people very behind, so that's really, really cool. That's a cool card. Behind it, yeah, I was like, we have more stuff here. We have a foil common, or uncommon, excuse me, Stinging Cave Crawler. I have had some trouble against these things. If you can get Descend 4 like pretty regularly, these things are pretty backbreaking. They're scary. Scary cards. So that's cool to have in foil. Nice one. Behind it, a Hidden Volcano as another cave. And a Vampire token. If it was a question, if you're in the colors that the cave is in for those particular, like, you know, one color specific caves, I 100% put it in every time, because being able to discover late game when you don't need that land anymore is absolutely incredible. And just the fact that it enters tapped is not enough of a deterrent to not put it in. But that's only if you're in those colors. If you really need caves and you're not in that color, maybe, I guess. But yeah, basically, if you're in the color, it gets in. If you're not, I probably wouldn't. But there are corner cases where you might. We have a Panicked Altasaur. Disturbed Slumber. God, that art is so cool. We have an Echo of Dusk. An Unlucky Drop. Petrify. Nice removal spell. Yes, I know that it technically doesn't get the creature off the battlefield, so there are ways to sacrifice or craft or etc. with it, but if you want to use this card, like, you know, I wouldn't put like 3 or 4 of them in a deck, but 1 or 2, absolutely really good ways of getting problematic creatures off the battlefield. Ancestor's Aid. A Braid. Very nice. Acrobatic Leap. A Miner's Guidewing. We learned during our streamer event that flying, very good in this set. Very, very good. So this, and obviously it's a 1-mana 1/1 with flying and vigilance, but still, like, it has a dies trigger. It's very good early. You can absolutely get in for some early damage with this thing. This is a great card. Our flip card is an Inverted Iceberg. I've heard some people talking about enjoying this card. It flips into an Iceberg Titan. Very nice. Behind it, our first uncommon is Spelunking. Very interesting. You know what? I don't hate this one. Again, cares about caves and makes your opponent's lands enter, your lands enter untapped. So, like, again, if you have a bunch of caves that enter tapped, sure, but still an interesting card. We have a Synapse Necromage. This is a good one. And an Enterprising Scallywag. Not bad at all. Cares about Descend if you're in that deck. Very, very good card. Our next rare or mythic, we have some fancy stuff back here. I don't know where it is, but our next rare or mythic is... Yeah, okay. It is Inti, Seneschal of the Sun. So we have the alt art, obviously, or the showcase art for Inti here. Very, very cool. Obviously, caring about attacking, discarding, giving counters to things and giving them trample until end of turn. It cares about you discarding stuff, like or you get benefited for discarding stuff. And obviously, like we saw with Enterprising Scallywag, you can have benefits for if you descend it. So if you're discarding a card and you discard a permanent, that's a really good way to automatically get descend. And with Inti, that's a way to almost ensure that you have it every turn. I mean, obviously, you have to have the resources in your hand or whatever, but that's a very interesting combo that is kind of showing itself there that that we may want to keep an eye out for. Very, very nice. Behind Inti, we have, the gorgeous full art planes. Oh my god. They're so cool from this set. So cool, the lands. Love, love, love that. And an angel token. Very nice. Okay, this pack feels weirdly packed. No pun intended. Let's see what it's got inside for us. I think the cards were just like, like not stacked fully properly. Anyway, we start with an Ancestral Reminiscence, Family Reunion, Child of the Volcano, 3/3 trample for 4, okay, sure. And it cares about Descent. Noticing a pattern, I'm liking it. We have a Staggering Size, Vito's Inquisitor. Okay, cares about sacrificing. So again, if we were going red-black, for example, that would be a very nice way of making sure that you descended. If you weren't discarding, you could sacrifice something. That gets it into your graveyard. Really, really cool. And obviously then you get the benefit from the sacrifice as well as from the descent. Very nice. We have an Oaken Siren. I've heard this is a good card. Again, talked about flying being good. It's an artifact for what, if you care about artifacts. It taps, so it's a ramp for artifact spells. Really, really nice. Dead Weight, solid removal. Very nice. A Frilled Cave Worm. Deathcap Marionette. Okay. Yeah, milling 2 cards. Also another way to get Descend going. Or Descend, am I right? Yeah. There's the 2 names for abilities in this set that are like very close to one another, and I just want to make sure that I don't mess it up. Hey, guess what? This is a very good one, because when it enters, you can discard a card to draw 2 cards. So again, you're getting the benefit off of drawing 2 cards, but you're also discarding a card, so that counts for Descend. By the way, this is Saheeli's Lattice, and it flips into, it's an uncommon flip card, flipping into the Mastercraft Raptor. So it is a dinosaur, obviously green-red more the dinosaur colors, but still, you don't have to put this in a dino deck. It does care about exiled cards used to craft it, so if you have, if you're going to be putting a bunch of stuff into your graveyard and you don't really have ways of recurring it, obviously black would be the color to do that, but you obviously could then use the cards in your graveyard to exile to make this Mastercraft Raptor and make this a big scary threat. Nice card. Behind it, we have a Glow Cap Lantern as our first regular uncommon. Another Stinging Cave Crawler. Oh my god. All right, red-black's looking real good, I'm not going to lie. And we have a Dig Site Conservator. Okay, it does say that you can sack it to exile up to 4 cards from a single graveyard. So you could do that to like mess up your opponent's play if they're looking for Descend or things like that. Very, very interesting. I would almost certainly put this card in. Again, craft with artifact if this is in your graveyard. And it says you can pay 4 to discover 4 when it dies, but still, having this in your graveyard for craft with artifact would be pretty nice also. Behind it, we have our rare, the Thousand Moons Smithy. Now, I already noted red-black seems really good so far. I like this card, don't get me wrong. I don't think that this pulls me out of wanting red-black just yet. Obviously, if we see a lot of strong white coming up in the coming packs, maybe I would change my mind. But for right now, I would still lean towards red-black. But this is a flip card, by the way, legendary artifact, and it flips into the Barracks of the Thousand. I really like the art on this one. It's really, really cool. Legendary artifact land. Very nice. Behind it, we have a Promising Vein. Okay. Again, using this, sacrificing it to go get a basic is another way to descend. Get a permanent in your graveyard. And we have a map token. Very nice. First map token of the kit. Okay, next pack. This is pretty interesting so far. I'd be happy to have opened this kit in terms of like the type of deck I would want to make. Obviously, like value-wise, right? We haven't really opened any high-value cards or anything, but yeah, the deck seems really cool, like the deck that I would make with this kit. Speaking of which, Ray of Ruin, very nice card. We have a Relic's Roar. Look at that art. I love those colors. A Thousand Moons Crackshot. Itali's Favor, not bad at all. Very, very nice. A River Herald Guide. Fungal Fortitude. I don't love this one, I guess. But if you're working with sacrifice effects, like playing this with Flash +2/+0 on something, letting it trade with one of your opponent's creatures and then it comes back again, I don't know. That's not bad. We have a Shipwreck Sentry. An Armored Kincaller for some dinos. Cartographer's Companion. So when it enters, you make a map token. And then it's kind of just a 2/1 that gets to sit there, again, to get crafted or block and die and go to the graveyard to let you descend, or attack if you want to be aggressive and you have those descend payoffs. Maybe your opponent's like, I'll just take 2. And so then you get to kind of chip away at them a little bit more, make them make those tough decisions. Another inverted iceberg, which as we saw, I'll go through it quickly, is the Iceberg Titan on the other side. Then we have Zoyawa Lava Tongue. I mean, hey, we talked about black-red. Now we have the kind of signpost uncommon for it. Yes, please. And that's our first uncommon. Our second, ooh, pretty, is the Earth Shaker Dreadmaw. I do own this card in this art already, I believe, but it's cool to have an alt art. Why not? And an Akawali, the Seething Tower. Not bad. Again, we're not looking at green really, but cool card nonetheless. And then our next rare or mythic is a 3-fold Thunderhulk. You know what? It's not bad. It does care about sacking, or it does let you, sack artifacts to make itself bigger, and then makes a bunch of little 1/1s that, again, allow it to fuel itself. You need some mana. So yeah, this gets in. What am I talking about? It is 7 mana, notably. So if we are in red-black and we end up being like a really fast deck, this might need to come out to allow us to be faster, or stay faster, because this is, like I said, it's 7 mana, and there's no way to get around that. But this is a great card. So behind the Thunderhulk, we have a Hidden Nursery in green, or for the green cave, and a gnome token. Speaking of the gnomes that 3-fold Thunderhulk makes, very nice. By the way, I didn't forget, here's the code for MTG Arena. This is our small way of saying thank you to all of you for watching our stuff. If you're unaware, Amy and I, my wife, who participates in this channel as well, were very sick for a little while. We're okay, obviously. It was a respiratory thing or whatever. So we were having trouble streaming and putting out videos and stuff. So I really appreciate each and every one of you sticking with us, hanging out with us. If you have already done so, thank you for subscribing and ringing that bell so that you got a notification when this video came out. I know that it has been a little bit few and far between. We are on the mend. We are much, much, much better now. And so we're able to be back making videos for all of you, and thank you all so very much for sticking with us and joining us for that. As a reminder, we are live every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on this channel. If you're a fan of Magic the Gathering, on Mondays we play MTG Arena, mostly limited, so I mean I'm here talking about sealed, and we do some draft as well. So I highly encourage you to come join us for that. And like I said, thank you all so very much for sticking with us during this like little bit of a hectic period as we go into the holidays and stuff. So yeah, we will start this next pack with a Cavern Stomper, a Vito's Inquisitor, another Oaken Siren, another Family Reunion, Plundering Pirate, makes a treasure, that's ramp. We have a Marauding Brine Fang, it's also fixing, obviously, an Attentive Sunscribe, Goblin Tomb Raider. Why Tomb Raider? Tomb Raider. We have Grasping Shadows as an uncommon flip card, which flips into Shadow's Lair. Very nice. Drawing cards and losing life. Why not? This is a cool card. If we're playing black-red, I would put this in, for sure. We have another Sinuous Benthasar. I want to know from folks who have been playing this set a lot. I know blue is a pretty good color in this set. Would you be playing blue instead Am I like too blinded by the black-red? Because we've opened some decent blue as well. Obviously, we even have the Tishana's Tidebinder rare. So I'm curious, maybe some of you are, looking at this and they're like, Joe, come on, this blue is insane. But yeah, let me know in the comments, as always. We have a Calamitous Cave-In. This is a good one. Cares about caves, right? But still, each creature and each planeswalker takes X damage for 4 mana. Like, not bad. Right now, we have 2 possible caves, maybe 3, in the Hidden Volcano and the Echoing Deeps. So, it's not incredible yet. Maybe I wouldn't put it in if we didn't have more than those 2, but I guess we'll see in this pack and the next one. And we have another Glowcap Lantern, which means our next rare or mythic is the Ever-Flowing Well. You know what? I don't love this card, even in blue. It's not my favorite by any means. It's a gorgeous art, don't get me wrong. It obviously is a flip card, and it flips into the Myriad Pools. Again, gorgeous artwork, don't get me wrong. But yeah, like I said, I'm not in love with this card at all. So this does not kind of make me want to go into blue or feel like I should be in blue or anything like that. Still sticking red-black so far. Behind it, we have a foil, and it is a foil common in Malamet Scythe. This is another card that I am not a fan of. In foil, though, you know what? Not bad. Not bad at all in foil, actually. I just don't like what the card does. That's me personally. Maybe you disagree. Let me know in the comments. Behind it, a gorgeous full art island. Gorgeous. Absolutely incredible. And a stand-in card for a double-faced card. Okay, one more pack to go in this kit. Obviously, if you've not watched these videos before, something that I really enjoy doing, if you have not been able to tell, is try to figure out what kind of a deck I would make if I had opened this kit at a pre-release. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below of what you would make. Obviously, I've asked those questions. Just let me know. We have a Panicked Altasar, Poison Dart Frog. I know my wife Amy would be very pleased with this little guy. Another Fungal Fortitude. I don't know that I would play 2 of these, but one would probably make it in. Pirate Hat, good card. Another Petrify, interesting. Another Chance. So here's where I was talking about some graveyard recursion. Obviously it mills. It says you may mill 2 cards. If we've been sacrificing things and discarding cards, maybe we wouldn't need to mill. But either way, we can then bring up to 2 creatures from our graveyard back to our hand, kind of refuel from either things that have died or that we've discarded or something like that. Especially late in the game, this is an instant, right? You played at the end of your opponent's turn, get 2 creatures that they didn't know were going to be in your hand for the next turn, right back again. Early game, you discard a high drop. Late game, you get it back with this. Something like that. Really, really nice. We have a Dinotomaton. Obviously, again, dinosaurs more in red-green for getting payoffs for it, but given something Menace, not a bad card. 4 mana, 4/3 with Menace itself. I would put this in. We have a Malamet Veteran. I love that art. It's so cool. An Ultec Archaeologists. Tithing Blade. You know, originally looking at this card, I didn't really like it. It flips into a Consuming Sepulcher. I didn't really like this card looking at it, but it's gotten me so many times that I feel like I would have to put it in. Very interesting. We have another Spelunking, another Synapse Necromage, yes please, and another Enterprising Scallywag. Wow. Okay, really helping us out with the red-black, which means our last rare or mythic is an Amalia Benavides Aguirre. Interesting. Cares about life gain for Explorer, because I was going to say we could splash white for this. It's a single white pip, but I don't think we want to. I mean, Ward, pay 3 life on a 2-mana 2/2, but again, if you're splashing, you're not playing this on turn 2, unless you get quite lucky, which you can't really count on. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I probably would not play this. I just don't think the benefits are really there. Behind Amalia, we have a blue cave in the Hidden Cataract and a dinosaur token. I mean, again, not a ton of value today, but I would probably leave you with the alt art, or leave you looking at, I should say, the alt art rare that we opened. Also, notably, I said we wanted to go red-black. The die is red, and the background on it is black. So that's kind of interesting. But still, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Would you go the way that I have surmised that I would go? We got the uncommon in Zoyawa. or Zayawa, and I think I just said the same thing twice. And we have Inti as well. I don't know. I think that deck seems pretty interesting. If you disagree, you would go with blue or something else. I want to hear from you in the comments down below. Please let me know. Again, thank you so much for bearing with us. Hopefully we will see you at a live stream on Mondays and Fridays. I said what we do on Mondays. On Fridays, we play whatever video game we happen to be playing at the time. We are going to be continuing or finishing off, as I said, it's been a bit hectic here, our playthrough of A Plague Tale Innocence from our Spooky Month playthrough back in October. That's right, October. And then when we are done with that, we are moving back to God of War with God of War Ragnarok. So definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you all so very much for all of your support. Like I said, if you subscribe and ring that bell, you will find out exactly when all of our videos come out and whenever we go live. And also we have other channels, Video Games for All and Gluten Free for All. Links down in the description box below. But for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe. And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.